Hello ladies and gentlemen, Aldrin here. I just thought I'd release a quick video on recent news about Blizzard's stance on add-ons. More specifically, the controversial add-on that has been floating around for the last couple of days. Here in the UK there's a bit of a heatwave going on and it's absolutely melting, but as usual we'll get on by. Now if you don't know what's been going on, someone recently developed an add-on for Classic called Classic LFG, which given by the name is a pre-made group finder. This add-on does not teleport you to a dungeon but serves as a sort of bulletin board for finding players to do dungeons with. You would create a group titled looking for more Scarlet Monastery Armory for example, and then you list the group. Now this add-on doesn't sound half bad right now, you know, filtering out all the spam in the chat, pretty convenient I'd say. Well, here's the problem. The problem with this add-on is its automation functionality. There is a section in the add-on called invite keyword, and what this essentially does is the player would type in the specific word he wanted to use, so for example, invite to group, and then there would be a button that you could click that would auto accept invites of parties you apply to or other players trying to apply to your party. So you send out the message. You walk away from your keyboard, you get a drink, maybe a bite to eat, you come back and you'll have a full group ready to go essentially. Just from this process alone, a ton of issues arise, guys. The biggest issue that this add-on brings is that it automates the social dynamic that makes ClassicWoW great. If this was just a bulletin board with, you know, no automated function, there wouldn't be really any problem. There was an add-on in vanilla called Call to Arms, I believe, which was similar to this. You know, we have a lot of technology available to us nowadays. The majority of that tech is convenient to us in some way. In retail, while you have LFG and LFR where you can cut out that social process and turn it into a mindless, monotonous chore. But in ClassicWoW, the best part of the game is the social dynamics. You make friends from sitting in a group for 20 minutes waiting for a tank to whisper you back. You create conversations with people due to this. ClassicWoW thrives off these dynamics. That's what makes the game, you know, so good. The inconveniences of the systems, you can't get teleported to your dungeon with a click of a button. You can't get teleported to your raid with a click of a button unless you use a warlock summon important. It forces you out of your comfort zone to get out there and to make friends, to create stories. As we all know, during BlizzCon last year, Eon has to say this.
Now, finally, probably the thorniest area here. Add-ons. This is one that we're still actually figuring out and that we welcome discussion with the community and add-on authors regarding. Way back in 2005, 2006, add-ons could do some things that they can't do today. Some very powerful things like making intelligent decisions regarding spell casting, spell selection, targeting, canceling your casts if they weren't going to be effective. And those functionality was removed in Burning Crusade. Now using modern author knowledge and the overall sophistication of the community combined with that old tool set, you could pretty much write add-ons or macros that could automate playing your class where you just push the same button over and over again, it does your rotation perfectly, it picks the right targets, and so forth. That's something that we feel is antithetical to the spirit of World of Warcraft, whether it was in 2005 or today. And so those functions will not be available in the modern UI.
So we pretty much had it confirmed at the panel last year that these type of add-ons would be broken in some way so they couldn't be compatible with Classic API anymore. However, in the last few years or so with retail WoW, players feel that Blizzard are out of touch with their community, that they don't listen to feedback, and we saw the result of this with the release of Warlords of Draenor and Battle for Azeroth. Both expansions launched with unfinished systems that didn't really work properly. Class issues, I'm sure most of you remember. You had garrisons where it was a single player housing sort of experience. You had Battle for Azeroth with its Azerite system. Yeah, you know what I'm on about. But since Classic has launched, the developers and the community managers have brought back that old Blizzard communication through various videos and forum posts. Brian and Omar recently, the two lead devs on the ClassicWoW team, were on Classicast the other day with S-Fan tips out and stay safe. Chit-chatting about the game systems like layering and things like that. And just yesterday, Bornak, who is a community manager for the ClassicWoW team, sent out this forum post. We've been closely following the community discussion around this add-on for WoW Classic, as well as analysing it to make sure we understand how it works. After careful examination, we believe the nature of Classic LFG is incompatible with our social design for Classic. Thus, in an upcoming patch in the weeks following launch, we will be adding restrictions to the Classic Addon API that will significantly limit this add-on and others like it. In line with what we shared at BlizzCon last year, we intend to be very careful about allowing add-on functionality that might undermine aspects of the social dynamics that are core to the Classic experience, even in cases like this where it's clear that the add-on author has no ill intent and was simply trying to provide a service to the Classic community. Ultimately, if a streamlined group finding system was something we considered compatible with Classic, we would have kept the modern pre-made group finder tool rather than choosing to remove it from the Classic client. It's difficult to articulate a clear-cut rule for exactly when an add-on crosses the line. However, when an add-on goes beyond presenting information or providing an aesthetic customization and attempts to create an interconnected social network that relies on other players also using that same add-on, we are likely to scrutinize it particularly closely. I think I can speak for everyone that I feel pretty reassured by the Blizzard ClassicWoW team that they really do want to create an authentic Classic experience. That was their goal from the start, and it's very reassuring to see their community managers and their devs come out of that Blizzard shell and give us information, feedback, as well as on what makes the Classic experience so great. It's great they've took a stand on this. Again, no ill intent to the add-on author. I'm sure he's got a passion for ClassicWoW. He just wanted to create an add-on that's convenient for people. Sadly, the add-on doesn't really fit in with the spirit of vanilla. It sort of undermines the social dynamics of it and all that jazz. So that's for recent news. Thanks for watching my video, guys. Hope to see you again very soon. Bye bye for now.